So Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda are staying at AlphaTauri next season. Sources have told me that today, and it seems like it will be confirmed later this week. I think the original plan was to do it nearer to the Austin US Grand Prix, but actually Liam Lawson has kind of complicated things quite a bit here. You know, he's come in, he's replaced Daniel Ricciardo when Ricciardo broke his hand at the Dutch Grand Prix, and is really impressed. And I think he's really impressed certain people at Red Bull who thought, well, look, the whole point of this Red Bull program is that we give guys like Liam Lawson a chance. You know, we bring them on young deals, we put them into Formula One and we see how they do. And he's had 3 auditions and I think he's passed every one. He's scored a point at the Singapore Grand Prix. But it doesn't seem like it's been enough. Yuki Tsunoda, he's had an impressive season. He's been much better this year than in his previous campaigns in Formula One. And quite crucially, Red Bull is still close with Honda until 2026. Honda, obviously a Japanese company, very keen to keep Yuki Tsunoda at the helm as well. As for Ricciardo, I think there was some questions when he did break his hand, whether it would hamper his chances of staying on next year. Everything I've heard is that that's not the case. He always felt very confident he'd get another season there. And I think that really what this did was delay any chat about him maybe replacing Sergio Perez. I think that in the back of his mind, Ricciardo thought if he really came in and nailed this this AlphaTauri opportunity, then potentially he could force himself into Red Bull reckoning for next season. But I think Red Bull have always been clear that 2025 is when Daniel Ricciardo should be looking for. You know, Sergio Perez's contract up at the end of next season. Ricciardo has said, Christian Horner has said, everybody has said, Daniel Ricciardo wants to be back at Red Bull. That's where he wants to be racing. So he sees another year with AlphaTauri, which of course will have another name next year. They'll still be part of the Red Bull family, but they'll have a different partner, a different title partner, a different company, actually kind of, in terms of the name of the company, and it will be closer to Red Bull, we understand, so it will have a closer partnership to Red Bull, and that should mean it's more competitive. So it might not be the worst place for Ricciardo to kind of have that audition season for Red Bull. So Ricciardo, Tsunoda together again. Going to be a lot of questions about the Red Bull program. You know, what do they do with Liam Lawson now? There's only one seat left on the grid. That's Logan Sargent and Williams. I think Williams are a bit underwhelmed by him, but also there's not really any other options. And from what I understand, he has at least a 1-year deal with an option for a 2nd year. So it could be that Sargent stays on and Lawson's in the wilderness for another season at least.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.